Now, most of the time, we never ask you guys to use any sort of brain power, but tonight is trivia night. So get that frontal lobe cortex thing popping on Comic Book Canon. That's right. Time to celebrate the first ever trivia night on Comic Book Canon. And what a wonderful co-host to take part in this with me. Obviously, as you know, Chris is dealing with family things. He's okay. He's taking care of family, because family first. But I'm very happy to have as my good friend, partner in crime, and co-host Joe, aka 360 Comics.
Did you make it riding the wave?
That's dope. That's amazing. No, let's do the wave.
It'd be better if we had more people.
I'm sure they're all doing that. Anyways, tonight's first ever trivia night, and people can win a comic book from Comic Book Canon.
Where is that book?
You are not organized.
I meant to bring it with me. Thankfully, you have a picture of it at least.
Not loaded up. Anyways, just believe us. It's a Secret Wars #1 newsstand.
Number one.
So that's a very generous gift from 360 Comics, I'd have to say.
Listen, it was in a collection that had multiple copies of it. I sold a couple. I graded a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Why not give a couple away? In fact, I think I gave one away already.
Very generous of you.
I try.
But so fun times tonight, because let's just actually, we're going to go over the rules quite a bit, because there's only 12 of you in here right now. We are probably going to have more. So, Joe, we are not going to start this trivia until after the news, of course.
Of course.
So let's just real quick go over the details of how the trivia is going to work.
So basically, what's going to happen is I'm going to answer questions ask questions throughout the show. It's not going to be all in one block. So it behooves you to watch the entire show tonight, because that is how you get the most points. Now, only one person will receive a point for each point given. That means if you're the first person to answer the question, you get a point. But some questions actually reward 2 points. And even the last question rewards 3 points. Those can be given out to different people or the same person if they're very, very fast at typing. So there'll be 1-part questions that award 1 point to the first correct answer, 2-part questions which reward 1 point each to the first person to answer each part of the question, and the same person can, and then a 3-point one that is the same thing. So even if you see something come up on the screen, someone answered part of the question, you can still answer the other part. So, for example, just a quick one. Who are the hosts of Comic Book Canon? Again, this is an example. You would say Jeff or Joe, and whoever said Jeff first would get a point, and whoever said Joe first would get a point. And you know what? Whoever said Chris first would get a point. Even though he's not here tonight, Chris is still a member of the canon as much as Jeff or I.
True.
I think that
covers it. And guys, here's the situation too. The way we're gonna see who comes first in all of this is through StreamYard. We have the comments right here in StreamYard. If you guys don't believe us, and if there's a some sort of fight or whatever, like, no, I got it. It's a different interface we have over there at YouTube than we have at StreamYard here. So we can take a screen grab if needed, but hopefully it doesn't come to that. But the first person that Joe and I see on StreamYard is going to be the winner. The second person will be the second point, and third, and so on. So that's it. We'll go over this again after the news. And man, it's a meaty week, isn't it?
It is. We got a lot of news.
A lot of fun stuff too,
coming off the heels of some news from last week that we're going to talk about, and definitely some new advances in the casting of the future MCU.
Yeah, like here's the deal. Because I wasn't prepared, guys, but now I am. I have my sheet. Joe, are you ready? We're just going to jump right into it. Because dude, we got a lot of Secret Wars news. Secret Wars. We have no Secret Wars news.
Not Secret Wars, except for the giveaway book.
Wow. We have Secret Invasion news. That's right. Emilia Clarke's role in Secret Invasion is revealed It's finally been confirmed who Amelia Clark will play in Secret Invasion, and it is one of the characters that a lot of people were specking on. It's Gia, Talos's daughter. That's right. We have an official still here from Vanity Fair. They got a lot of information from this interview with Sam Jackson, Amelia Clark, et cetera, et cetera. Now, Gia's first appearance was in 2019's Meet the Skrulls. What's interesting about this is Feige said MCU won't usually pull stories or characters from books within 10 years. So basically anything that's 10 years past is when they start looking at pulling these. But this is 4 years old. So obviously this goes against what Feige was saying. Another interesting little fact here is that we've seen Gia before. She wasn't named, but she was the young child that Talos was saving his family in Captain Marvel, again, in 2019. On top of that, we got Sam Jackson confirming this as well. Remember when Talos was there? This is Sam Jackson saying, talking to Variety Fair. Remember when Talos was there with wife and his daughter? Amelia, the little Skrull girl, grown up, she's his daughter. Amelia Clark also discussed with Vanity Fair. It's hardened to her for sure. There's a kind of punk feeling that you get from this girl. She's a refugee kid who's had Talos as a dad. You know what I mean? And Talos, at first we thought his intentions weren't good, but they were good. On top of that, everybody, we got a great poster. This thing is trippy as hell if you look at it closely. If you look at the top right, you can tell that's a Skrull. You see the pointy ear, the discolored eye. I guess it's a yellow eye. It's not Sam Jackson. But yeah, anyways, so that's fascinating right there. Also, the trailer will drop tonight during Sunday Night Baseball with Joe and my Phils playing the Rangers. That's right. And we got a premiere date, which is June 21st, Joe. I mean, Secret Invasion. I'm excited.
Coming soon. June is going to be a crazy month because if I'm remembering correctly, we're getting Into the Spider-Verse. Across the Spider-Verse. Yep. Secret Invasion and the Marvels? Are those?
No, the Marvels is coming out in November. Remember they pushed that back?
Okay.
So I really can't.
Then.
I'm having trouble keeping up with everything. You got 2 DC films that are coming out this year as well. Aquaman's in November or December, I think. And The Flash is June as well.
Oh, that's the other one that I was thinking. Yeah. So June's gonna be freaking cool.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely gonna be freaking cool. Some more MCU news that we should all be excited about. I mean, I am. Why not? We got Liv Tyler returning to the MCU as Betty Ross. That's right. Woo! We will see Miss Tyler back in the role of Betty Ross. We, of course, love this for many reasons, as it seems they are bringing the band back together with Tim Blake Nelson as Samuel Stern, a.k.a. the leader. You see, they didn't tie that off, everybody, when the whatever it was dripping into Samuel Stern's head. Remember that? And then it's like pulsating. Also joining is Danny Ramirez as Joaquin Torres, a.k.a. the Falcon. We saw him in Falcon and Winter Soldier. And Harrison Ford is Thunderbolt Ross, taking over for William Hurt, who sadly passed away recently. Joe, this is going to be, we got a lot of gamma radiation going on here. We got Liv Tyler, who's obviously, got the relationship with Bruce Banner, or doesn't anymore. But she's known to be gamma radiated in the comics in different versions. We have,
of course,
Tim Blake Nelson, who's one of the iconic villains of the Hulk, which is the leader. Then you have General Thaddeus Ross, the Red Hulk. So everybody's speculating that. So it's going to be, I think
it's happening. I think if we don't see, if Red Hulk isn't a major part of that movie, I'm pretty sure that it will be the end credit scene, where maybe just something happens at the end that will lead to that.
It seems like a lot. There are a lot involved in this. Also, I think you have the Patriot, who was from Falcon and Winter Soldier as well, who's first appeared in Young Avengers #1.
Iron Patriot.
No, what was the
Super Patriot?
One of the Patriots. Anyways, he wields a shield.
Iron Patriot's that's Iron Lad, right?
It's one of the, because anyways, we're not gonna.
Yes. John Walker. That's who we're talking about.
I do believe so, but it's gonna be like it's all over the place. who is the main villain as well? There's another rumor that Serpent Society is going to be part of this film. So there's a lot going on, and hopefully a good way. So we shall see. What is up next? What is up next? Then we have some, again, news that there's not much we can say other than what's been reported on. And that's a Jonathan Majors update. Following Jonathan, we all know Jonathan Majors was arrested last Saturday, the 25th of March. And following his arrest, his lawyers have had many repeated statements claiming his innocence, John Majors' innocence, saying there's video evidence as well as releasing texts from Majors' girlfriend apologizing for the whole incident. So don't know how to take that just yet. We really don't know. But he's already feeling the effects of this, where the Army has already dropped their campaign featuring Jonathan Majors. And Marvel is also reportedly weighing their options with Jonathan Majors as Kang. That's really I know basically billions of dollars are associated with this one character for what they have planned. But all that being said, it's over a week since this unfortunate incident happened. We still don't know how this will turn out. Our legal system is built on innocent until proven guilty. But it's so easy for the public to approach this, the exact opposite way, so we'll just have to keep a watch on this. We hope this is a misunderstanding and it's dismissed. But if it indeed happened, the law should proceed accordingly. I love Jonathan Majors. I think he's a talent. But again, you can't do that. You can't. Domestic violence is nothing to mess with. So I don't know. I don't know what to think of this. I hope every interview you see, he seems like a very genuinely nice person. You see him interacting with kids, I've seen a variety of videos of him interacting with kids, having a great time, making sure that they're involved in interviews he does. But again, he's an actor. I don't know. I don't know how to take that. I just hope, again, who knows? So there's video evidence. There's those texts that are out there that you can check out. But Joe, your thoughts?
Yeah, obviously innocent until proven guilty. That is the motto we go by. And from kind of the opposite angle, it's important to realize that especially when big money is involved, and we're talking big money.
Yeah.
There are payoffs in these situations. There is hush money paid. We have one really big news piece going on right now about hush money, which I'm not going to get into on this channel, but but these things happen. Realistically, they do, and I hope that is not the case. You never want someone to be bought, their silence be bought, especially on something like domestic violence or anything like that, abuse and so yeah, I think it's just a wait and see how things shake out. It could go bad. It could just clear up. We'll have to wait and see.
And again, I like Jonathan Majors as an actor. I think he's fantastic. But the MCU may just have to recast. If it does, but let this guy prove his innocent or he's innocent. Let the burden is on the prosecutors if they take that if they take it that far. Prove that he is guilty, because again, innocent until proven guilty. So
Steve Bradley, we're not talking about Trump. We're talking about Jonathan Majors.
Oh Jesus! Woo boy! No, let's make that clear one more time. More time.
We don't go political on this.
Yeah, we're not. We try and stay away from all of that stuff. But Joe and I have thoughts. But let's not talk about it here. Moving on. That actually right there is our last news piece of the week. First, we're going to say hello to everybody, Joe. Then we're going to talk about this trivia night, huh? We're going to talk about this trivia night where you can win. Not you, Joe. You, fine audience, can win a Secret Wars #1 newsstand. So, yeah, we got a Supreme Love. Huge. Not sure what you're referring to there, huh? We got Pete Keel, Steve Bradley, Mark Leneker, Caleb Leland, a.k.a. Cable Leland. Who else do we have? We got Planet Arizona Comics, Josh's Comics. Speaking of Josh's Comics, before I forget, guys, he's about to hit 1,200 followers on our subscribers or
Instagram followers
on the Instagrams, on the Instagram. That's what the hip kids call it. And he's giving away these 2 books. I swear I have it right here. Boom. Look at that. So follow at Josh's Comics 01. That's JOSHS COMICS01. Josh, maybe you can just put a link in the chat here with your handle, and yeah, good luck to everybody. So who else do we have? We got Nikita Kare, Cosmic Toby 911. We got so many people here. I'm getting lost. Dan De La Torre. Dan De La Tiebreaker. Coach Dale. Raw Dog Comics. Phil Ailing. Super Crispy Comics. Super Crispy, I saw you fresh. I'm not talking to you, Siri. Super Crispy Comics. I saw you're fresh from the comic shop. It was past the deadline, though, so we'll put that in for next week. Butt Naked Truth. That's well done. I don't think we've seen you before, but I love it. Who else do we have? Jordan Nori. Also, Raising Elm Comics said that he's watching the weather. He's not live here. I think he's in the south where they are getting that really, really bad weather. So let's all just have Justin in our thoughts. Be safe, friend. Be safe. We will talk to you. See you soon. Maybe we'll see you tonight. I don't know. So all right. Yeah. So real quick, why don't we just go over the Trivia Night rules?
Yes. Rule number 1, have fun. We're not here to argue. I'm just giving away a comic book. It's not the end of the world if you don't win it. What comes up on our screen is first. What comes up on our screen first is what we are taking first. Sometimes there's a lag in the messages and the delay. And if you send something from your computer, you are always going to see it above someone that sent it even, a second or two before you, due to lag and stuff like that. So, just be respectful, have fun, answer the questions. This is supposed to be a fun community event. And, just to give a reminder, there are some questions that you can earn multiple points. We will
Not you personally. The audience can. There's opportunities. Not one person will win. Maybe multiple people could win. Right.
Yes, but multiple points will be awarded, whether it's all to one person or to multiple different people. I'll explain those when they come along. That's it.
It's easy, people. It's easy. Let's have fun with this too. That's the most important thing. Now, before we get into let's just do one right now. But before we do, I need to address something. Because first of all, this can go a lot of way. Pope of Chilitown is still waiting on his cream. Listen, if you don't know the story, anyways, but a Supreme Love Pope's coffee at this point. You know what? I got fired as the intern by Joe. So until he apologizes to me, I'm not getting anybody coffee. Do you hear me, Joe?
Yeah, I heard.
I said what I said. I'm not getting anybody coffee until I hear an apology.
All right. Well, I'll get you a coffee when you come down to Back Deck Comic Fest in 2 weeks.
I'm not promising anything just yet, but who knows? You saw me at King Con. Anyways, why don't we just it's all about ourselves here. But it's not about us. Let's do it. You have the most beautiful face for radio. So let's just do let's have you read the first question.
Let's kick it off with the first question, which does pertain to the prize of Secret Wars 1.
I'm taking notes.
What cover difference distinguishes the second printing of Secret Wars 1 from the first printing? First person to say it in the chat is going to get 1 point for tonight. And Jeff, are you taking total of points?
I will, but I think we should back each other up so we don't mess this up, because then everybody's going to have
what cover difference distinguishes the
Now we could move on with the show while monitor here. I think we can do that until somebody answers. So
I think these questions are all going to be answered relatively quickly.
Okay. We have somebody. Look.
Let's see. We got a couple things. We have dog fart. That is not the correct answer.
No, it's definitely not right.
Spidey UPC logo. I do want something more than that. You're on the right track, but I want it to be more specific than that. Okay, Bronzeville did get it. There we go. First point is awarded to Bronzeville Comics. He said black suit. He said Spidey UPC logo, black suit in the second issue. So in the UPC code, at the bottom of that, the direct edition version, it's Spidey's head for the regular one, just a regular Spidey's head, white with black webbing. The second printing is the all black Spidey head because, I guess by that time people knew about the symbiote suit. ASM 252 had come out. So that was on the second print. Jim from Bronzeville Comics, he called me earlier today and he said, "You're not going to stump me on trivia tonight." And well, he's off to a good start with the first point of the night.
He is off to a good start. All right. But right now, though, we have a great segment called, what is it called? Hold on. You go. Ready? Ask Joe. You didn't. Anyways, that's right. You, the audience, has asked Joe using the hashtag AskJoeCBC, with a post on the Instagram, or you can ask in the comments right here. We have a couple good questions right now. We got Josh's Comics. By the way, looking to get 1,200 followers on the Instagram. What are the top 3 DC keys everyone should pick up right now for their personal collection? It's a tough question.
All right, so the 3 that come to mind for me as far as DC keys is, and you should all probably rush to eBay right now and find these books. I'm talking about Action Comics #1, Detective Comics 27, and All-Star Comics #8. Those are probably the first 3 you should pick up. The first appearance of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, the Trinity of DC. Sell your house, empty out your retirement savings.
That would be great. That would be great.
Picks on the internet, whatever you need to do in order to afford those books. They are a bit pricey, but they'll definitely pay off. No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke, obviously. If any of you any of those books, I am thoroughly impressed. I certainly never will. So if it's for your personal collection, the answer is always collect what you like. If the answer is as far as like speculation, go for stuff that has not been announced yet, but likely will. And I'm going to share with you guys 3, because Josh asked for 3 books that I'm currently picking up. And I'm picking them up if I can find them for a good price. I'm not buying these at FMV over and over and over again. But just keeping an eye out for these books. Throw Joe off the show. Jeez, that's a little rough.
That was good.
So the 3 books that have relation to a character that has not appeared yet and has not been announced yet, let's say that, because really nothing has really started with this new DC universe. One book that I'm really looking for, and I have a copy already, and I'm looking for a couple more potentially, is Showcase #60. This is the first appearance of the Spectre in the Silver Age. Much, much, much infinitely more affordable than his first Golden Age appearance, which is a almost unobtainable book, not just because it's very expensive, but there's just not a lot of them out there. And his first Silver Age appearance, you can get a low grade copy for like $100, maybe even less than $100 if you find a good deal and an auction on a low grade copy. I just bought a nice mid grade one for $150 raw, and I've been watching some sales of like 8.0s and 9.0s sell for well under $1,000, between like $500 and $800 for an 8.0 to 9.0 of Spectre's first Silver Age appearance. That seems low to me. I think it's a great book. Next one, super affordable one. I found this book in dollar bins. Most comic shops have it for between $5 and $10. Make sure you get a high grade copy. Obviously there's probably a lot of beaters out there. And that is Flash #1 from 1987. We don't know what's going on with Flash currently. Ezra Miller has had issues, to say the least. And they're probably going to retire the Barry Allen character eventually. Kind of makes logical sense to go with a Wally West. Now, that's not Wally West's first appearance. That would be, I think, Flash 110. But It is his first appearance as the Flash. That's when he takes on the mantle after Barry Allen's death in Crisis on Infinite Earths. I think that is a great pickup if you can get a high grade one for a decent price. The third book, again, this is again a affordable book, and this one's actually a modern one. And this is a book that I actually picked up earlier today. I found it at a flea market for $1, and that is Justice League Dark #1. There was already some interest in that. There was supposed to be, I think it was a movie. I'm not sure if it was a movie
That
or
was
a
J.J.
show.
Abrams. That's
that's been gone. Oh, look at that. Is that one of your fresh from the comic shop books?
no, I think I showed this a few weeks ago, but that's
no,
the
you did.
unofficial first appearance of Justice League Dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, but what you're saying,
Yeah, Justice League Dark #1. It's a New 52 book, so from 2011. You can find them out there $10 or less, just like the Flash book. Obviously, being a book from the 2000s, you definitely want to make sure it's a high grade copy. And there's also multiple printings of that book too, if you're into collecting that kind of thing. So those are 3 books that I'm looking for on a regular basis, and anytime that I can get them, I'm picking them up if the price is right. Make sure that you're not overspending. Make sure that it's within budget and stuff like that. That's why I went with some kind of more affordable things, even a big Silver Age key that I think is kind of undervalued.
no, those are great. I personally, I'm not going Hal or anything like that, but Green Lanterns, John Stewart, Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner, those are the books I'm looking for as well.
Jessica
I love Green Lantern. I love what they're talking about doing with Green Lantern, having it be True Detective in space. So I really think that is because they're basically space cops. So that is going to be, if they do that right, it's going to be awesome. So Darkseid's another one. First appearance of Darkseid. Dan De La Torre had a great one. Where a suggestion. Where are you, Dan De La Tiebreaker? DC Presents 26. That's another good one right there.
I just picked one of those up a few weeks ago, and it's price it up to sell because it's not the grade that I would want on it, but it's a good 8.0 affordable copy.
Yeah, absolutely. Caleb Leland has the first appearance of Simon Baz. That's a good one to have too.
Solid Green Lantern character, great.
Yeah, he's really cool.
Diversity there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, those are the ones I'm looking for. Jim, aka Bronzeville Comics, has a question. You ready?
Okay.
What is the best way to get a cat out of the wall?
So for those of you who didn't see on Instagram what I posted last night, we got some work done on our house yesterday. In fact, we got our entire bathroom redone, including a new bathtub. So before lunch, ripped all the walls down, ripped the bathtub out, got everything outside, ordered Chipotle and hoagies for everyone. We sat down at the table and we ate. And during the time that we ate, apparently my cat wandered into the bathroom, crawled into the wall, into one of the holes that we had made, and fell asleep there or just hid in there. Well, we put everything back together. We put the new bathtub in, we put the walls up and everything. And hours later, I'm walking around. I was about to leave my house to go to my in-laws, and we hear a meow from inside the wall. About a half an hour of us trying to figure out where he was and how to get to him. We stopped hearing the meow, and we were worried that he either got hurt, injured, dead possibly, or got out and escaped. So I'm posting on all the local Facebook groups, and I'm walking the neighborhood. We have a cemetery in our backyard, so I was walking through there, trying to avoid zombies at the same time as looking for my cat. And eventually it starts pouring, not just pouring, but it was also hailing here. So then I get in my car and I'm driving around. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to find him. Nothing on Facebook. We come home. It was like 10 o'clock at night. This had been like a 5-hour ordeal. And we were like, all right, we're going to have to go to bed. We're going to have to wake up early in the morning, maybe knock on some neighbors' doors. Let's see if anyone's seen a cat. And we're laying there on the couch, just like bummed, like sad. My wife had been crying for most of the last 5 hours, and we just hear a meow. And we were like, she was ecstatic. And I was like, that little jerk was just silently sitting in the wall for 5 hours, and we were running around outside. So, long story short, we couldn't figure out exactly where he was or how to get to him because the pipes in the wall were blocking us. So I cut 4 holes in the wall to eventually finally be able to get him out.
Honestly, I've said this before on the show. Cats don't give a shit about you.
No.
They don't. They are selfish creatures who can be cute.
Yeah.
But they do not care. So
anyway, he is okay. We checked him out. No cuts, no scratches, covered in dust and stuff like that, cobwebs in his hair. But he gave himself a nice bath last night after we brushed some of the stuff off. And
he's going to throw it back up. Anyways, all right.
He sat on my wife's lap for like 20 minutes. And
so that's how you get a cat out of the wall. Yeah. Back to comics, though.
The actual topic. Right.
A Supreme Love. I'm submitting my X-Men 50 before my trip to CGC. What tier should I submit it under? It's a raw 7.0, but needs a press.
Okay, so I would assume that would be standard. Standard is going to be pre-1975. I don't think it would hit a high enough. If you think it's a 7.0, it wouldn't hit enough money to need to be express or express or walkthrough or anything like that. But I believe economy is an option as well, which is a little bit cheaper than standard, if I remember. I have not done too many pre-1975 submissions myself. In fact, I have never mailed one in myself through my account. I've only submitted post-1975 books. So mostly I just give it to whoever's sending it in and they send it in. So I believe the answer would be economy or standard.
And those turnaround times have vastly improved as well, I've heard. So
yeah, so for pre-1975 stuff, I would always fast track it for unless
good point.
Yeah, but modern turnaround times are
right. I did read that somewhere. Yeah.
I've gotten books back in 2.5 weeks.
That's insane.
Crazy.
Based off of like over a year for some people. All right. Now we have one more question that we're going to acknowledge.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not going to answer just yet.
We're going to hold off on this.
So Raising Elm, aka Justin, who would you fan cast for the core X-Men in the MCU? Now, just full transparency, when Chris and I started this channel, I think one of our first episodes, we did that. I got to find that video. It was a while ago. Nice. But it's time again to make that happen. So
cool. Yeah, the reason I just saw this today, I think he just posted it today. My nephew's in town, and I spent all day with him. We played Mario Kart. We went to the skate park. We did fun things around the house and stuff like that. So I did not have time to do this, and I want to make sure that such a cool question, I want to put in ample time. So we'll wait for next week. Fair. I'll do it.
I lied. We're going to do one more question from Devin Golson. Do you think it's worth submitting Daredevil 13, even though it has a picture cut out on one page?
So there's a question there that is depends what your goal is. If your goal is to have a cool display and protect and preserve this book, absolutely. I think, even some personal collection books that might not have that value, it still preserves and protects the book. And, you're paying the money to do that. But you're sure that it's done in a professional way. And it looks okay. It looks like, it's almost like framed in a way without actually having a frame on it. So, yes, if you want to do that. As far as the grade, it's going to get a 0.5 if something is cut out. It's incomplete. It's either going to get a 0.5 or it's going to get a green label, meaning qualified. So usually if it's like a 6.0 or above, or like 5.0 or above, they will give it a green label and put that grade at the top. Whereas if it's a lower grade, they'll do a 0.5, and you can request it either way if you specifically want a green label or if you specifically want a 0.5. As far as that book with a cutout picture, not a super valuable book. Like if you're looking to flip it, you're honestly better off just selling it raw. I don't think that a 0.5 or a green label of that particular book would be very desirable. So, you know, again, it's really up to what you want it for. I don't think there's any reason to I don't think there's any book out there that like you should not ever submit, because if you love that book, if it was the first book you ever bought off the shelf or your favorite story ever, even if it's a dollar bin book, you know, it's still possibly, if it's worth preserving and protecting to you, then it's worth it. So that's my 2 cents.
There it is. You have both sides of the argument right there. It's again,
Yeah.
we're just like, I think, Joe, you said you wouldn't personally do it, but if you're interested in encapsulating it and having it as wall decoration, there's also EGS as well, which you can have a customized frame right there, which we'll get into later. Tony does a fantastic job. So things to discuss or things to think about in your head there. So.
I have the first comic book. I mentioned this, I think, a week or two ago. I have the first comic book that I ever owned. And it has a little tape pull on it. So it's not high grade, and it's a modern book. It's a Spider-Man 1 from 1990. And I do eventually want to get that thing encapsulated just for a display piece. And I'm going to go with EGS on that one because I can get the custom label. I can support a member of the community. And I don't ever plan on selling it. I'm not looking for resale value there. So, depends on, think about what you want to do with it, Devin. But thanks for the question.
And that right there ends. Ready? Ask Joe. Nailed it! We got that one. We were rehearsing that one for 3 months, guys.
I gotta get my ukuleles on the other side of the room. Like, maybe I'll make up a little.
Oh yeah, we should totally do that. Absolutely.
Right, cool.
Okay, my
there
guitar
we go.
from upstairs. But anyways, we'll have some more questions next week. We'll get to that other question: who would you cast for the core X-Men in the MCU? That will be fun. But next up, we're gonna do our second trivia question.
Boom.
Why am I yelling, Joe?
For funsies.
For surezies. Here we go. This one. Woo! This is part of comic book history right here.
It is.
Mid-'80s. Just kind of a completely out there thing that people did partake in, and it affected the mortality of a certain character. Let's just do it, shall we?
Absolutely.
Read it.
So the question is, how were fans involved with the death of Jason Todd? This occurred in Batman number 428, I believe, part of the Death of the Family run. How were fans involved? Because it wasn't just decided by the writers.
Again, we are going by the first that we see on StreamYard. It may not match up with what YouTube has.
Do you see what I see? I see a Supreme Love.
I see a Supreme Love as
you called
well.
in. He said you called in. Just a hair before Josh's comics. I saw them at almost the same time, but a Supreme Love is higher up there. So there we go.
Okay, number 2.
All right, so we have a tie right now for first place. The only 2 people, because we've only had 2 questions. Bronzeville Comics with 1 and a Supreme Love with 1. Chris and Jim, great job so far. Thank you for participating. And don't worry, there will be plenty.
We have a lot. We have 8 more questions left. And by the way, people, again, just to remind you, we are going by the comments that we see in StreamYard. If there is any kind of controversy, we will take a screen grab and post it up here as, easy peasy. But that's what we have to go by, Joe and I. Yeah. So anyways.
And by the way, if you're seeing this late, like I still see people posting it now, you might be delayed. You might want to X out and re-enter. That might help you get it. And you know what also might help you? I heard, I don't know if this is true, but I heard that the algorithm of you putting that in is helped by giving this video a thumbs up. Well so if you thumbs up the video, it apparently will post your thing faster. I don't know if that's true or not, but
well done.
Give this video a thumbs up.
Yeah, and subscribe too, I've heard. Actually. So if you guys like winning, just subscribe to us and give us a thumbs up. Why not? Yeah. So I mean, it can't hurt other than maybe your finger by pressing a button. All right. Moving on, we have this segment that we do each and every week. This is Chris's segment. Nobody dives into the details like Chris does. However, we are doing the best that we can, so don't yell at us, please. We don't deal well with any sort of pressure or yelling or anger.
I'll cry.
Yeah, we will. We will cry. Well. Look who's here. Look who's here.
He's been
The,
here.
the Pope. No, he has not.
I saw messages from the Pope 40 minutes ago.
Maybe I've tuned him out. But I was sitting outside of his house for 45 minutes with groceries in my hands that he told me to get from Trader Joe's. I quit again. Anyways, moving on. Again, this is Chris's segment. Chris crushes this segment. Joe and I are going to try and do our best to live up to it, but it's called Props or Flops. That's right. Upload any comic to Instagram that you have questions about for investment purposes. Tell us how much you paid for it, what you're looking to get out of it, and what we think, myself, Joe, Chris, and what the audience thinks as well in the chat. Use the hashtag props or flops, but you also should tag us on the picture as well so it shows up in our feed. Tell us why this book interests you. Again, I saw that. We'll break down the market live on our show. We got some good ones right here. Josh's Comics, again, trying to get to 1,200 subscribers on the Instagram. But we're just gonna get to it. This is Josh. Josh sent this in, I think it was last week. Yeah, we're just gonna get to it. $4 fine. Teen Titans 44, the first Nightwing. Dick Grayson becomes Nightwing in the issue. I picked up a new mint 9.6, 9.8 yesterday at King Khan Show. Walked into my local comic shop, Captain Blue Hen, go Blue Hens, and picked this up for only $4. 2 little spine ticks with a good press. This is a mid-grade 7 to 8.5 at least. I mean, everybody let us know what you think in the chat. I know what I'm going to say. And I'm pretty sure I know what Joe is going to say.
Yeah, I mean, this book to me, this is a major character. This is not only a major character, but a phenomenal run by a phenomenal creative team, a phenomenal story arc, and, you know, really the evolution of Dick Grayson to Nightwing is one of the coolest things about DC Comics, in my opinion. They took this sidekick character who now is popular, so popular in and of his own right. He might even be a top 10 popularity wise for DC, which is crazy to think. You know, being no other sidekick character is going to fall into that. Now, this book at fair market value, I think, is a props, but it's even more of a props at $4 freaking dollars. I don't care if it's low grade. You know, I would buy this book every single time for $4.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, this is hands down. It is props. The community is agreeing as well. So we're just going to give a big fat props to this. Like it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer for sure, Josh. So gosh, $4. That's just, especially at Captain Blue Hen Comics. That place has been around for a while. And for them to miss that one, good on you, man. Good on you.
Yeah, I think Josh was telling me that they had like an overstock of stuff that they had bought. And they kind of needed like to make room. So they did like a big sale. And I think everything, like all their unsorted back issues were $4.
Yeah. What is going on with you? Somebody's trying to somebody tried to kill you by sabotaging your chair. Listen, now somebody wants your career to end by sabotaging your microphone.
I'm not very professional, so I have literally a chip clip holding this what's this called? A pop guard. Yeah. I have a chip clip holding that onto the table.
Screen. So okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, and Josh says perhaps my next giveaway book. I don't think people would have a problem with that. I think they would actually be quite interested. So definitely something to think about. I mean, you have 2 issues now. All right. There used to be a Blue Hen in Wilmington, Delaware, but now it's there were 2 locations. Newark was the main one, but there was one in Wilmington, Delaware. The one in Wilmington, Delaware, I loved it, but it closed down, I do believe. Josh, please confirm if you can. All right, next up for props or flops. It's your good friend, Joe. Pope of Chilitown.
Pope.
I just wasted a whole bunch of groceries. But that's okay.
Do you know the price of eggs?
Yeah. For real. All right, Pope at Chilitown. If you want a clear example of the 2023 comic market versus the 2021 comic market, look no further than Marvel Fanfare number 24. If this were April 2021 with the Marvels coming out November 2021, this would have peaked at $200 to $250 raw and $500 to $600 in the 9.8. Comic guys would be telling you you've already missed the boat on this one, and we would be in the downslide of the FOMO cycle. Also, don't sleep on Mephisto. Flash forward 2 years. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say a single thing about this book. Crickets. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. It just gave me a moment of perspective and a little chuckle. This was in my PC, so I'm bending the rules. It's a good question, though. But if I told Comic Book Canada that I pulled this out of a back bin today for $10, would you give me props or flops? Joe, I have opinions, but I'd like to hear yours first.
Yeah, I personally am very into first meetup of characters. I like literally all of them, especially characters that have such an important tie, like Carol Danvers and Monica Rambeau. If that is I'm sorry, did he mention the grade on that one?
He did not. Let's just say
it's really going to depend the grade. If this is a sharp book, I'm talking, 9.4 plus, 9.2 plus, or whatever, a near mint copy. I got to give it a props. This is something that we're going to see on the screen pretty soon. We haven't gotten a trailer or anything yet, but it's coming in November.
There it is.
He says near mint. Okay, yeah. So, if this one was a spine ticky VF, or a mid-grade copy or something like that, I wouldn't be giving this one a props. But the fact that it is high grade, it's something that we're likely going to see, and we're still in the phase where we are pre trailer. I think it is a fine pickup, and it will likely be selling for more somewhere between now and when the movie comes out.
All right, so Joe, you're saying a props.
Oh, I'm saying a props.
Okay. Here's my deal. I have 2 of these issues myself. One of them, the cover is detached, but the other one's in great condition. I like this book a lot. I really, really do. The Pope, on the other hand, we have some issues we have to work through. But I can't give this book a props for $10. I've been finding these in, dollar bins. I've been finding these, for $5. I can't see paying too much more than that right now for that. $10. If it's I guess if it's a minty fresh cop, it's tough. I'm going back and forth. I'm just going to give it a flops. I have to give it a flops.
So I haven't seen this book around. Maybe you're looking different places than I have. This is a book that I grab whenever I see it, and I have not seen too many copies. Maybe because Mike is driving all around the Philadelphia area buying every copy.
That's probably what it is.
So you know what? I do think I'm in agreement with you here as far as it being like on the line just because of the price paid.
$10, yeah.
You're on one side of it saying, slightly flop, and I'm on the other side of it saying, slightly prop.
Yeah. It's tough. It really is tough. But it is a good book to get. If you guys see it, pick it up. Don't be picking it up. It's got to be an exceptional copy for $10. I would consider it, but I'm on the other side of flops. I'm leaning flops on that. So, by the way, yes, Mark Leneker, how many of you look at that book and think ElfQuest? 100%.
And ElfQuest and Zelda. Yeah, for sure.
Look at that. Like, it's so true. Pope,
now, I will say this. I would not buy 10 copies or even 5 copies of that book at $10 because it's more of a niche book. You're going to have to find a buyer for.
It is.
I think that Mike will be able to sell that book for more than $10 between now and when that movie comes out.
I think it's November. It's coming out. Yeah.
November, whatever. But I wouldn't be buying 10 copies of that. So, because you're not going to find 10 people to buy it. Probably.
Yeah, but you would buy 400 copies of Dazzler #1
for $0.25 each. Yeah, I would.
That's fair. Anyways, moving on. That right there ends props or flops. Real quick, let's just remind you all, use the hashtag props or flops of any book. That's not what we're looking at. Of
What?
any book that you are interested in terms of an investment purposes. Upload it to the Instagram. Use the hashtag props or flops. Make sure to tag Comic Book Canon 360, Journos Comics. Make sure to tag us in the picture. Every time you want to get our attention, tag it in the picture, not in the comments or the description. In the picture. Tell us why this book interests you. Tell us how much you paid for it, and we will break it down live on the show ourselves as well as the audience. Okay, it's trivia time. Let's go for the third one. What do we got? Third.
Right, so for the next
I'm not ready
question.
yet.
Oh,
I'm not ready yet.
Okay, so this I'm just gonna preface this. This is
I'm not ready yet.
I'm just giving the
kidding.
information, bruh.
I'm trying to be difficult. I'm sorry.
Okay,
guys.
this is a 2-point question. There are 2 comic books that I'm asking about in this question. If you write one of them, you'll get 1 point if you're the first. If you write the other one, you'll get 1 point if you're the first. And if you write both of them and you're somehow first with both of them, great for you. But I would go for one or the other because someone's going to type one in fast and hit enter. So you want to be first. Yes, Jeff.
Oh, I think this. What happens if they write both of them in one sentence?
If they write both in one sentence and are still the first person in our stream, the first comment, then they get both points. Absolutely.
Fair enough. All right, here we go. Here we go, everybody.
All right.
Get those fingers on the keyboard. Here we go.
This is my favorite question.
It's well worded.
It's great.
Crow is a wordsmith indeed. Here we go.
All right. So both Peter Parker and Bruce Wayne have appeared fully nude in comics. Which issues were the first appearances of the Batwang and Spidey's web shooter? 2 different books. You get 1 point for each.
All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Who's got the first answer? Who's got the second answer? Maybe who has both? They do. Steve Bradley. Mark Laniker, who did research on this question. We have a research assistant. Steve Bradley flop.
Louis Logic 69. No, not issue 69 of anything.
Oh
wow.
My God.
I don't want to know the answers.
All right, we have one more. We have one right here.
All right, Mark Laniker. Mark Laniker did get the first one. Batman Damned issue number 1, which is the first appearance of Batman's Full Frontal. Serge Henderson guessing a Spider-Man number 1. Not Spider-Man number 1.
No. Good guess. And good to see you're back on your account there. We're worried about you.
Oh yeah, right.
You were using your mom's phone or something like that.
I gotta switch these out.
Oh, that's right, you do.
Posters.
P. Keel, Peter Porker.
Peter Porkin.
No idea about Peter. You. Oh man! Wow. Do we have it?
A Supreme Love. Reign number 1. Spider-Man Reign number 1. It's I believe a 6-issue miniseries from the mid to 2007, 8, somewhere around there. So Chris pulls into the lead with 2 points.
2. We got Mark Laniker in second, tied in second with Jim, aka Bronzeville. Okay. This is fun. All right. Good job, everybody. So that was our third trivia quiz.
Third trivia question. 4 points have been awarded so far. By the way, I just want to say Spider-Man Reign, great read. It's Peter Parker, like, I don't know, 20 or 30 years in the future. It's like old man Spider-Man, old man Peter.
So you have an old man Peter.
Old man Peter. The web shooter.
We are so mature. By the way, Devin Golson did not even want to look at that. But anyways, yeah, that's our research assistant's. She totally put us in a bad position right there. Moving on. All right, we do this segment each and every week where you can win prizes. It's pretty popular with the kids. Y'all looking at your comic book. It's called
Fresh from the Comic Shop.
Fly from the pressing salon. That's right. Each and every week, we ask you, the audience, to send us in your fresh gets. You never disappoint. Not only do we ask you to send them in to show them off, But you can also win a wonderful prize from a wonderful company, from a wonderful man, EGS Comics. We'll get to that in a second. But your fresh gets, they can be 2 days old. They can be 30 days old or 30 years old. If they're fresh in your collection, send them our way. Just use the hashtag FFTCS. You'll see them in these slides here coming up. FFTCS. Make sure to, there we go. Make sure to tag us in the picture, not in the description, in the picture, Comic Book Canon, 360, Journos Comics, so we get to see it in our feed and know that it is fresh in your collection. We are very happy to be sponsored by, I mean, this guy's killing it. This guy's killing it, Tony from EGS Comics. Sponsors it each and every month. They're giving away a fresh book that could be fresh in your collection. What makes EGS so special? Well, let me tell you. They have customized labels. That right there in itself, nobody does this. Nobody out there does this, but you can get customized labels for your book to get a wonderful presentation. Put it in a display of some sort, display case, on the wall, what have you. It's really, really fantastic what they do. I have a couple, and I'm very happy with their cases, by the way, the proprietary cases. Free grader notes and fast turnaround. Not only that, you get 5% off your EGS order by using the code Canon 5. That's right, Canon 5. All right, so here's the deal. This right here was the April book, Spawn, $297. We all went, ooh, we like. So we have a winner. I'm sorry, that's March's book. We have a winner, and it's time to announce it. The hard part about this, Joe, is that somebody has to lose. You know what I mean? Because these are excellent submissions right here. But you, the audience, decide who wins, who moves on to the finals, and who wins the finals. And that is our good friend Dan De La Torre.
Woo!
Nori, Jordan, Dan De La Torre, congratulations on your win. This is your first win. You used to be Susan Lucci, but Susan Lucci no more. So congratulations on that. And Joe, now it's time to present to the audience.
Yes.
This book. Tony said it would be
so sick.
Tony said it would be fire. I decided to go with a new animation. I hope you're okay with this, Joe. I didn't talk to you about it. I don't think we were highlighting the books enough as we should. It just was hard to show it off. I hope this shows it off better. The April book of the month is, I can't do the drum roll, and boom, Deceased War of the Undead Gods, number 7, the acetate cardstock variant. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? You got I think Mary with the Shazam logo on top. 9.8. It is just gorgeous. Let me just bring that still up right there. I mean, Tony said it was fire. It is absolute fire. And here it is right there for your viewing pleasure. That is just
so sick.
I love it. I love it better than last one's too, by the way. All the colors obviously match. So Tony, you crushed it again. So this could be in your collection right here. All you got to do is submit to Fresh from the Comic Shop each and every week. There's 3 criteria that we go about in terms of deciding who moves on to the semifinals. Because we pick or usually our guest picks a semifinalist. We don't pick the semifinals or the finals. So here's the deal. Presentation. Give us a well-composed shot. Get creative with the shot. Have fun with the shot. There's a few examples here. We will show them to you. Unique. The book, show us a unique book. $30,000 doesn't make a book unique. It makes it expensive. But there are some books out there that you are like, wow, I've never heard or seen this. Like last week, I think it was, Joe, where we had a Jim Lee, Scott Williams, Nightwing sketch cover. Nobody else has that in the world. That is unique. And then finally, story. Tug at our heartstrings. Tell us why this book is special to you. That goes a very long way because Joe and I are the judges this week. I'm going to be taking notes. But before we move on, let's go with another question.
Oh, let's do it. And I really like this one. It actually ties into one of our props or flops books. But I won't give any more information away. Jeff, put it on the screen.
Here we go. Boom.
Question number 4. Monica Rambeau has taken on 4 hero mantles since her first appearance in 1982. List them in chronological order, starting with how she appeared in 1982, all the way up to her most recent character that she has taken on, her most recent code name, whatever you want to call it, superhero name, superhero persona.
This is a tough one.
You have to get all 4 in order. Otherwise, you will not win this. It is the first person to do it in order.
Okay, so Caleb didn't listen. We can't do it that way. You got to do it all in one
post, one comment with the 4 in order. This is not a multiple point one. This is 1 point for the first person to write them in the correct order.
Somebody's going to get this because they're Googling it right now. So
sure, that's just fine. You can Google.
Fine. Everybody has that available to them. So
I had to Google, and Jeff didn't know one, and I had to tell him because I Googled. So
I didn't.
And it was
know
the same one we both didn't know.
Exactly. Joe.
Bing, bing, bing. What?
He said order, Joe.
That's the correct order.
Then we have a winner of this question. My bad. Devin Golson, congratulations. You have a point.
Devin, nice.
Well done there. That was a hard one. I did not get Pulsar. I don't know about any of you.
Right.
But
we were both sitting there like Captain Marvel, Photon, Spectrum. But
yeah, that was very difficult. So good job, Devin. Wade, well done. Caleb, you are smart. You're just confused. Okay. All right, here we go. We are going to get right into Fresh from the Comic Shop. What? Hold on. Let me just take this quiz down. All right, let's just get into it, shall we? Who do we have first? We got Tree McGee. I love that name, by the way. Tree McGee 814. Here we go. There are books that are valuable on financial level, and then there are books that are valuable on a personal level. And this is right at the top of the list. My father was a Vietnam veteran who served from 1965 to 1970. And like so many others came home bearing scars of the war. In my father's case, it was mental. I'm sorry. It was mental with years of PTSD. What struck me about issue 47 is it's a rare Vietnam subject matter issue. As the war was still raging when this book came out, it was taboo to bring up the war during this time. While visiting the troops in Vietnam, Daredevil meets with Willie Lincoln, a soldier who was blinded during a tour of duty. When Lincoln tells Daredevil that he used to be a New York cop but was discharged because he was accused of accepting a bribe, Daredevil suggests that once he gets back to stateside, Lincoln should look up Matt Murdock and take him as a lawyer. When Lincoln returns to the States, he does eventually manage to get Murdock as a lawyer who clears Lincoln's name. This issue is special to me because it addresses guys like my father, who, while they fought bravely for their country, they came home to a divided country. We must always remember, while we may not support why they're there, we must always support the unfortunate son. I acquired this book from Golden Age Guru in a recent Instagram sale. This is so well said, I have to say. And this is what we're talking about right there. The story means a lot. And to tie this in with your father, to tie this in with the social issues that Vietnam veterans had to face when they got back, it's giving me goosebumps right now, actually, thinking about it and talking about it. So I really admire this post. I admire this submission. Thank you for your father's service. Thank him for on our behalf. Because that's something special. We could get into the whole thing, but I agree. I don't agree with war, but those guys are out there fighting for our country. It's not their choice.
Yeah.
So again, well done, Tree McGee. Well done.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting because so many comic books going back to the Golden Age deal with political issues and things like that, but that topic was so taboo that comics really didn't. That's really telling, the fact that comics stayed away from it, because they didn't stay away from anything.
No, it is crazy. I could get on one of my favorite issues. It was an early 90s book, Peter David. It was the Incredible Hulk, and they touched upon AIDS, and it like blew me my mind.
Issue 420, Blaze It.
No. That's when the character died. It was
a different issue. Okay,
I cannot remember. I want to say 372. I got to look it up, but it's one of my favorite comic book issues, even though I don't know the number off the top of my head. Anyways, Tree McGee, well done. Moving on. Who do we have? We got Bronzeville Jim.
Ooh, oh God.
Fresh from the comic shop. This Butte came back from CGC. It's a very hard to find retailer incentive variant cover of All-Star Comics #1 from 1999. Very difficult to value as the only recorded sale was a CGC 9.6 in February for $1,500, but the buyer failed to pay, so the book is relisted on eBay. Value doesn't matter to me since this is for the PC. Joe, you have feelings about this book.
Yeah, I mean, this book's a ghost. Like you said, it was a retail summit exclusive, so you have to be a comic book retailer invited to, one of the summit events where the publishers come and speak, and you have to have actually gone to that event. You had to, actually have picked up this book, and not just that, but also kept it in good condition. And obviously this one achieving a 9.6 was kept in good condition. This is a rarity, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm glad that's in Jim's hands. Somebody who's going to appreciate that. Good stuff. All right. You know what's good stuff? Alex Ross is always delivering good stuff. And
yeah.
Doesn't stop with this Kang cover right here. The Avengers Forever 15, Alex Ross, Kang Timeless variant cover. And he has the fire emoji right there saying how fire it is. So, yeah, excellent stuff. All right.
I just want to say, like, the first run of Timeless were so good. I love that they went back and did a villain run. I think it's great. And honestly, I like the villain ones even better.
Yeah, I know. They're so good. Anyways, all right. So, Joe, why don't you just show us your first fresh scout of the week?
All right, cool.
Time.
So all three of these books about this week, obviously, it's fresh from the comic shop. Let's start with the oldest one. Usually I start with a newer one and I go older. We're going to start with the Golden Age book here. Got this from my buddy Paul, aka Paul Bond, who is in the chat sometimes. I don't see him in here tonight, but he had done a trade. One of his customers, he sets up at a flea market every Saturday. He rents a space, and one of his customers came in and was interested in a book on his wall. It was, I think, a graded Daredevil #1, mid-grade. I think it was like a 4.0. And they ended up making a trade for a couple books, including some Golden Age stuff, and one of which was this book, which I ended up subsequently buying from Paul. Gotta love trades because it's a way to get a book that you couldn't have otherwise. So the customer was able to get the Daredevil #1, and Paul was able to get this really awesome All-American Comics 101. This is the second to last issue of this run.
Wow.
And it went 102 issues. And I actually own a couple books from this run already. And one of my absolute grails is issue 61 of All-American Comics, which is the first Solomon Grundy, which, he's hanging down right here right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, this run is something that obviously I don't think I'll ever complete it, but I'm slowly chipping away at it. Thanks to Paul for this one. It does have aftermarket staples, 3 extra staples in there, but I do not think that they're holding the book together because the 2 original staples are intact. And there's nothing, it doesn't seem like there's anything that's like detached by any means. So I'm going to take those extra staples out and clean this book up a little bit and probably get it graded.
We have a question from Supreme Love.
Post-war. Oh, yeah, this would have been late 40s, maybe like 50 or 51. I can give a quick look. Find out.
It's a great book. Tishu has a question too, as well. Has Joe broken his chair yet? Joe never broke his chair. His wife sabotages the show.
Someone is out to get me.
Yes.
Let's see.
You're all suspects.
Whoa. Issue 101. 1948. 1948.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Mark Leneker. We should have just asked him.
Wow. Just take a stab. 1948. Yes.
He's always
heavily post-war on that.
Always on it.
Don't take out the wrong staples. That's the truth.
This is a first from the Pope himself. We've never had somebody submit fresh from the comic shop as a meme.
Yes.
I love this right here. I love it. One of those covers I always check for. Unfortunately, I thought this new Robin banner only existed on the ultra rare newsstand. Batman 457. First Tim Drake as the third Robin. Second print, direct mostly rummaged in the $1 to $5 bins at the King Khan show this past weekend and almost crapped my pants when I saw the top of the book in a $2 bin. You know, the newsie of this book is a ghost and could be 4 figures in high grade. This is still a great pickup and has sold north of $100 in a 9.8 and 30 to 40 raw. Probably my best find of the weekend. That is a great find. And also, if you guys didn't watch the Sunday sermon with the Pope, that the Spider-Verse, the number 6 that he found in what was a $5 bin. This guy's on fire right now. So good work there from the Pope. Moving on, we got Son of Comics, Cassara versus Delato, Beast versus Sabretooth. Who do you think did it the best? And who do you think will win in an all-out death match? Give me a 1 for the Blue Beast and give me a 2 for the Wild Man Sabretooth. Or give me a 3 because you love both books and artists. I love both of these books, but which one do you love? I have to go 3. Joe.
What's up?
I have to go 3.
Listen, I'm really sorry. I was not listening to you at all.
Oh, it's okay. All right. Basically, Cassara or Delato, Beast versus Sabretooth, who would win?
Who would win between Beast or Sabretooth?
Yeah.
Sabretooth.
Yeah, I think Sabretooth as well. But we
got you were saying on 3. Okay.
No. He said 3 if you can't decide, basically. Is what
3 if you can't decide. Okay, I'm going Sabretooth here.
That's fair. You can do that. It's your show too. Okay? It's your show too. My turn for Fresh from the Comic Shop. That's right, everybody. I've been waiting my whole life for this. Finally got Superman number 1.
Whoa.
Second print, though. And it just came out within the past month. But I got issue number 2 for, I cannot remember the character's first appearance and cover appearance. Molly Midnight or something like that. So I wanted to read this issue first. This came out this past week. By the way, my pickups are not going to be as exciting as last week's. But still, I wanted to pick it up and read this myself. So that's why I did that, Joe. Joe, if you have problems, you can direct that to HR.
Who is HR? Who do I contact? Is that like collecting dude or something? I don't know.
You're going to have Alex as HR. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Why don't we just do another quiz? Let's get it going, people. Who wants to try and win a Secret Wars number 1 newsstand? All right. What do we got? Here we go. Here we go.
5. Oh, this is the halfway mark.
It is that this after this one will be the halfway mark. Yes.
Yes, and this is also
we have a winner. I mean, we have somebody in the lead, a Supreme Love.
We do.
All right, so here we go.
There are 2 points for this one. I'm asking about 2 different books, so make sure you listen to the question carefully. Now, if you put one of the books, this is one of the ones that it's okay to just put one of the books. You'll still get 1 point if you are first, or you could try to grab both if you know both. Let's go for it.
Let's go for it. Here we go. And boom.
Jubilee first appeared in X-Men 244, but didn't appear on the cover or in her classic costume until these 2 issues. So I'm looking for the first cover appearance of Jubilee and the first in costume in that yellow trench coat with the pink sunglasses. Those are the 2 books I'm looking for. 1 point for each. Hit it up in the chat.
Here we go. You guys have been answering very quickly, and I was a little concerned about this. We cannot have dead air, guys. We have millions of people watching. We can't bore the masses.
30 million right now.
Yeah, we have 30 million people. That's not bad at all. I mean, we've had more before, but, you know.
Actually, 32 million.
I still have 30 million in my. Anyways, we're waiting for an answer, people.
There's only 20 likes, though. That is against
y'all should be. Again, if you're subscribing and liking, the algorithm works in your favor. You know what I mean? So, yeah, here we go. What do we got?
Oh, here we go. Just jumped up. All right, so Supreme Love said 257. What 257 though? I'm going to say that's not enough, but he redeemed himself with X-Men 257. So Supreme Love is going to get a point. That is the first in costume appearance. He hops up to 3 points. Josh's comic said 13. Again, that does not tell me enough information, but Pope of Chillytown did say X-Men annual 13. So Mike coming in with 1 point, but Chris, aka Tree McGee, aka a Supreme Love, because his handle for Instagram is different than YouTube. He's pulling farther ahead. He's got
He
3
really
points
is.
at this point.
2-point lead. Everybody, thank you. There will be 5 more questions left. Y'all are doing a great job, but a Supreme Love is in the lead. 3. We got 3 points for Supreme Love. Bronzeville's 1. Mark Leneker's 1. Devin Golson is 1. And the Pope is 1.
Yep.
There we go. All right. Excellent.
Woo.
What do we got next? What's up?
Fresh from the comic shop.
Yeah, that's what's next. We got, guys, this is another. I hate the word banger, but it kind of applies to this. Let me take this down, by the way. Pete Keel has sent this before, I do believe, a different version, but I love this one. Original art, from the Nom number 38 by Mark Texera, acid-free backing and museum glass, fresh from the framing shop. I mean, Jesus, this is outstanding. This really is outstanding. I love it. I absolutely love it. I want to one day have this type of display in my comic book room. So P. Keel, I know I believe you're the one that sent us previous iterations of this, and I think they're actually Nom. So this is what you're doing all in that room. We would love to see maybe a video of some sort to see how it's displayed in context. It's very cool. Moving on, what do we have? We got Comic Toby. Comic Toby, I apologize. I did not take your what you said. So we'll just look you up real quick.
Here, do you want me to read it?
I got Instagram halfway there. Comic Toby called me out for something that I don't even understand what it means. So we're gonna read that comment in a hot sec. But where are you, buddy? Where are you on the Instagram? There we go. All right. With online commerce, I hardly need to go anywhere for comic books, but I decided to go for an early morning jog and bus trip to the local comic shop. He's got his receipt to prove it, everybody. Fantastic. Look at that. You got the Clobbering Time, Punchline, Strange Academy Finals. And I'm not, Power Rangers too. Okay, that's nice. Some nice pickups there. Good stuff. All right. Moving on. No, what was this comment? I don't understand what this means. Where is it? Hey, Jeff is strong, in his Instagram post when he stole your comic. I don't know who's.
When you walked away with my whatever book that was, Amazing Spider-Man 136 or something. I don't know.
Well, nobody would know because you told me because I thought you wanted me to display the books. Anyways, we'll talk about that later.
You did it wrong, guy.
I quit. Anyways, moving on. Who do we have? We got Comic Demon in the house.
Woo!
Did you hear that growl? But I don't see what is going on here. Where's Comic Demon? This is not good, guys. This is not good. This happened last week too.
Secret Invasion trailer just dropped.
Yeah, it did. Well, we really want people to go check that out when we have a fire show. Oh,
Watch
is good.
it after the show. Watch it after.
Yeah, watch it after the show, guys.
It'll still be on, but we won't be.
We won't be. Well said. We got Comic Demon. Anyone else want soup? Back of the line for you. This is Art Brute number 3. Comic Demon had a lot of other pickups, but none that were displayed like this. I appreciate this one quite a bit. All right, moving on. What do we got?
My second? You want to go my second?
Yeah, let's just do your second. Why not? And then we're
my
going to do
second.
the next
So
quiz.
we started with the oldest one. We'll go to the middle ground one, a book from the early 2000s, the turn of the century. Definitely a very important book in Marvel's repertoire, and a version of it, a variant, if you will, that I have never owned and rarely even seen. This is Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, the white Mark Bagley cover.
Ooh!
Yeah. Have you ever seen this before in the wild? Yeah. So
what is that?
This is Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, and this was a variant that was released
Looking it up
in 2000 with Ultimate Spider-Man number 1. I don't even know how you got it. I don't know if it was a ratio or if like was a giveaway of some sort, but this is a freaking ghost of a book. 9.8s are
Oh yeah.
$800 to $1,000, somewhere in that range. Raw copies sell for 100 plus on the regular.
I mean, the raw on cover price is 187.
Yeah.
That thing is
This was in
dope,
a
man.
collection I picked up this week. It was really the only book in the collection. I bought the collection because of this book. It did have a full run of Spider-Man 2099, complete run with a couple of the variant covers, but
Okay.
they're all spine ticky. So this was by far the best book.
How's it look? What's the shape of that book?
It's hard to tell. It has some indentations on both the back and the front cover. So if they press out this thing 9.4, 9.6,
I love that, Joe.
maybe that 9.8. Fortunately, there's not a lot of like dirt or color rub on this beautiful white cover. It's mostly just indentations and stuff, and things that might be able to press out. Certainly, this is going to get a 9.0 plus, possibly as high as fingers crossed it gets a 9.8, but I think it'll probably be 9.4, 9.6 at best.
Yeah, that's awesome. Spider Dude just picked that up as well.
Oh, nice.
But it's definitely wow. That's outstanding. Good stuff, man. Great. I love it. Let's do a trivia quiz. Y'all ready?
Ooh, okay, yeah.
This one's tough.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Oh, yeah, this is a zinger. This is a zinger. Not only is this a zinger, but it's also another 2-point question. So when
potentially 2-point question.
It is a 2-point. Yeah. What?
Well, never mind.
Is it a 2-point question?
You're running the show. Never mind.
I had this listed as a 2-point question. That's why it says bonus point in it.
All right, stop yelling at me, please.
It's okay. Listen, you're already fired. You can't get double fired. So, so I get a little cough today, probably from the amount of drywall that I inhaled yesterday trying to get my cat out.
Poor cat.
So 2-part question. One part is naming both of the comic book creators. So one part is naming both of the comic book creators. You have to name both of them.
And make sure you do it in one chat.
One
text. Yeah, one comment. You can't do one and then we can't keep track like that.
And then the second point is the number that I'm asking for. Okay. You'll see the question.
Here we go.
Throw it up there, Jeff.
You got it.
Who are the youngest and oldest founding members of Image Comics? Bonus points for their difference in age, in years. So I'm asking for who's the youngest and oldest. 1 point for both of those. You have to have both, and then another point for how what is their age difference in years. And fortunately, they were both born in the same month, so the years are just easy to calculate. You just subtract birth.
Otherwise, you're gonna have them do like 0.7 or something like
that. I wouldn't do that. I was just saying it's easier.
This is a tough one.
Yeah, if you have not watched Inside Image yet, you should. All right, so we have Portacio and McFarlane is not correct. Liefeld and McFarlane is not correct. A Supreme Love just said Jim Lee.
Maybe there's a Jim and there's a Lee.
Jim and Lee.
But it's still not correct. So
I'll give you a hint. One of them that's been said is one of the people. But let's see.
I don't know the answer to this. I didn't follow up. Oh, I guess I have the answer.
I knew the answer to this, and I was thinking of it in my head, and then I was like, I didn't know how far apart in age they were.
Oh, yeah. I figured one of those, and I thought maybe the other. I definitely didn't know what the difference was, though.
Yep. Yeah. And I don't know exactly how old all these guys are, but
interesting. Nobody's gotten it yet.
No one has gotten it yet. Oh, Tishu has gotten the two people, Liefeld and Valentino. Liefeld at the time was 24. Valentino was 39. They were the youngest and oldest founding members. Imagine being 24.
I couldn't tie my shoes. Yeah. Tishu got 2 points.
Oh, and Tishu putting it together with 15 years. So Tishu not only has, been put on the board here, but has been thrust vigorously into
Yeah.
second place.
You are
by
second
getting
place for
both
sure.
points.
Everybody else is third. So well done, Tishu. Everybody,
Tishu.
you still can win because there's one question. The last question is going to have you can get 3 points from that last question.
Yep.
So keep that in mind. Moving on. Who's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We got Into Oblivion. That's who we got. Boom. I mean, hold on, let me take this down.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Into Oblivion with some heavy hitters right here. Mail call finally upgraded my Incredible Hulk 181 to a 5.0. Doesn't it look dope by his nemesis, Iron Fist number 14 for first appearance of Sabretooth, for those that don't know. It does. I like, and look, this is well done here. I like not only it's the side by side comparing them, the arch nemesis first appearances, but look at the top there with the poster. I'm intrigued. I do like it. I do like it. So yeah, just writing some notes.
I have a question for Into Oblivion if they're here. I'm not sure if they're in the chat. But
sometimes here.
Yeah. So my question would be, and you can comment this after the fact too, is this did you digitally make this? Like, did you pull that picture offline, or is that actually a poster that you have behind those books?
It's a good question.
I'm just curious.
Very good question right there.
Yeah.
So we'll wait for your answer. Next up, who do we have?
Should have used Chat GPT.
Who said that?
PKL.
I mean, seriously, the Chat GPT.
It made a poem about me one time.
I did. Actually, I'm going to read the poem, guys.
Oh my god!
Why not, guys? Chat GPT. I just asked it to make a poem. What I said was, please write a short poem about my friend Joe Fasano. Who I don't want to say what you do. Never mind.
You can dox. I don't care.
Who's a financial advisor and comic book collector. And then ChatGPT gets back to me. Very pleasant. Sure. Here's a short poem about your friend Joe Fasano. Joe Fasano, man of wealth and lore. With numbers, he helps us all to score. But hidden behind his financial sheen is a collector of comic book dreams. From Spider-Man to Batman and more, his collection is a treasure trove galore. With each issue, a world is unfurled, a respite from numbers in a busy world. Joe Fasano, a financial advisor and fan, balancing figures with the world of Stan. A collector, a guide, a friend to us all. May his love of comics never fall. That happened.
I love that.
Came up with that in like
3 seconds.
10 seconds. Less than 10 seconds. So it's insane. So maybe somebody try to use ChatGPT for the next one. Everything is available to you on the internet to try and win this thing. There's no really cheating.
That's scary.
Josh's Comics is next, and he's gonna kill me. I don't see his submission, so why don't you stall? Actually, let's just do this. Is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do another trivia quiz.
Easy.
Let's just do it. Love it. We got all right. Next up, here we go.
Oh, you're putting it up?
You ready? Or do you want to
preface? Nope, you're good. You're good. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me preface this one.
I did.
Okay. Popular Marvel artist and writer Peach Momoko actually attended school for this other creative study. She went to college for something that was not illustration, was not comic book related. What did she go to school for? This actually got me. When I looked this up, I actually had heard a rumor that it was something else that wasn't this.
Interesting.
I'll tell you, I had heard that she was going to become a tattoo artist.
That would make a lot of sense.
According to her, I'm not going to say where, but according to somewhere that I saw it on the internet. Ooh, Devin got it. Video game designer. Devin got it first.
Supreme Love, who's underneath Devin. I'll take
Devin is first. Devin was just before. So Devin pulling into a tie for second place with Tishu, but Chris, aka a Supreme Love, still in first place with 3 points. And then we got Jim, Mark.
What question was that? That was question 7.
That was question 7. Yeah. So 3 more questions. One is a double point, one is a single point, and one is a triple point. So 6 more points to be earned. Anyone's game. Realistically, anyone's game.
Really, this is a This was Joe's idea, by the way. Excellent job, everybody. Everybody give Joe stand up. Stand up.
I can't.
Standing up.
I can't. It's not possible to stand up
Yeah.
from the position that I'm in right
Okay,
now. My chair might break.
Too much information. Okay. Moving on. Let's get to it. Josh's comics. I like this one right here too. John Wick #1 variant. Here is a beautiful variant by Bill Sienkiewicz for issue 1 of John Wick. I had no idea they made comics based on John. I consider it one of the best action franchises of all time. Plus, Keanu Reeves is just a badass and a great human being. All true in my opinion as well. That dude is pushing. He's 58 years old. 58 years old. I got to see John Wick 4. I'm excited to see it. I haven't seen that yet. So that's a good one. I like that book, actually. I'm just going to write this down. You know what I mean? You follow me? Okay, just need a little writing down. Man, we are dragging this Fresh from the Comic Shop out, but it is exciting. Let's just go with my second fresh get of the week. Yeah, why not? Where was this? Midtown Comics.
Oh, I didn't realize I was muted.
Oh,
well, I was talking to you this whole time.
Was it important?
No, I'm just I'm the big dummy.
No, you're not. You're not.
Thanks, guy.
So Midtown Comics. I wanted to work on Wednesday, as you all know. New comic book day is Wednesday. I was surprised to see this here. This is Bounty Hunters #32. This is a variant with the Inferno Squad on. I know I brought this. This is my second copy I bought. I think these guys are going to be something.
Yeah.
They're from the video game, but getting them into other stories, expanding their role within this universe. I'm excited to see where that goes. And they do have a following, so that was the second one I picked up right there. I thought they were hard to find, and for me to find that at Midtown was really strange. Anyways, because it was weeks after it came out. So that's my second fresh get of the week. Moving on, we got Raising Elm. Hopefully Raising Elm is doing okay with that weather. Justin, we love you. Guys, this is a great example of a well-composed shot. This is every week Justin delivers something creative visually and fun, something that relates to the book. So here we go. This is a good story too, actually. Raising Elm Comics. Howdy, comic fam. A few months back and before season 3 of The Mandalorian began, I found a copy of Star Wars issue 69 on the left for Eli at our local comic shop. What's that?
I said nice.
It's very nice. Yeah. Especially with what's going on in Mandalorian. The Key Collector app stated that some copies came with a Lakeside Tattoos insert. To my dismay, when I opened it up, all I saw in front of the splash page was a perforated tab indicating that the book once had a tattoos insert. Fast forward to this past week, Dan, aka Raw Dog Comics, and I worked out an awesome trade. He was able to send me a copy of Star Wars issue 69 on the right that had the Lakeside Tattoos insert. As I gently flipped through the pages with a satisfied grin on my face, I came to realize that the tattoos insert was near the back of the book and not the front. Could it be? I immediately dove into Eli's short box to find the first copy I'd picked up months before, thumbed through the issue, removed the copy, pulled the book out of its sleeve, and turned to the last page. Thanks to Dan, aka Raw Dog Comics, not to be confused with Dan De La Tiebreaker. I now have 2 copies of this issue, both with the Lakeside Tattoos insert for Eli's PC. Super excited about this pickup, if you couldn't tell. Take care, comic fam. That's a great story. That's a great picture. So that's like 2 out of the 3. You know what I mean?
That's a good one.
Very good. Very good. Very good. But this is part 1, by the way. We have a part 2 to this story. Just going to throw it out there. But you got to be patient. Mark Lineker, we love you. I'm not a signed book guy. I'm not either. Joe, are you? I know you pick them up through collections and things like that. But
very specifically, like Chris Claremont, Stan Lee, not much more than those.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not either. I had the opportunity with Stan Lee, and that's the only. I don't even get signatures. I don't get signatures anytime, really. And it's a funny story as to why I don't, but I'll tell that for another day. So he's not a signed book guy, but when you have legends in the same room, such as Joe Steranko and Roy Thomas, and you have Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. #4 that they both worked on, you get it signed. Artist Steranko is a first-class gentleman and a raconteur who gave each person singular attention, no matter who they were. And writer Roy Thomas, who was Marvel editor-in-chief after Stan Lee, was signing for the Hero Initiative, which helps comic book creators in need. Doesn't get any better than that. I love it. I love that. That's a great book too, by the way. But yeah, especially if it's helping out. The Hero Initiative really is good. I think that's about
so cool.
They're basically freelance work for hire. They don't have health insurance and things like that, so it really helps out. It definitely helps out.
Even a lot of popular, and I'm talking like popular artists, really struggled later in life because they weren't able to work, and they, like you said, that it's not like they have that coverage and things like that, or any sort of like a retirement plan or anything like that, and it's not like they were paid that much either back then, or now even.
Yeah, 100%.
Little fact. I love dropping this fact, and I probably should save it for trivia, but whatever. Ed Brubaker gets paid more money for his background extra cameo appearance in Winter Soldier, because he was in that movie as an extra in the background or whatever. He gets paid more in royalty checks for that appearance in that movie than he does for creating the character of the Winter Soldier.
But that, again, that's work for hire. That's what happens when you work for Marvel, DC.
Yep.
So that's why Image was created. All right, moving on. And here's the part 2 I was talking to you guys about. Raw Dog Comics. Hey, comic fam. Raising Elm, aka Justin, sent me this awesome Darth Vader 20 with the first appearance of Grogu on the cover. I do believe that's the first appearance of Din Djarin, aka the Mandalorian, as well. I traded a Star Wars 69 for this awesome book and couldn't be happier. This is what I'm talking about when I say we are part of the greatest comic book community on the planet. Woo. I was totally happy to help Justin out procuring a book for his little one, aka Eli. I think he felt a little bad totally whooping ass last week in the showdown with Dan De La tiebreaker. No, that didn't happen, but he is a semifinalist. We're picking a semifinalist right now, actually. Can't wait to see the show tonight. Obviously, he posted this on Wednesday. I hope everyone's doing well. Love you guys. Have a great week. Remember to collect what you love. So again, that's really cool. I think these two met on this through this show, and they were able to get that trade going. That's really awesome.
Is this the first time we've had kind of intertwined friends from the comic shops?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Isn't it cool? That's very cool. So I told you it was a happy story.
That is. Oh, I love that. It's
really cool. I was going to drop the F-bomb, but I'm not. I'm going to refrain because it's a very happy story. Very, very happy. So,
yeah.
Speaking of happy, Joe, I'm sure I'm going to be happy to see your third fresh get of the week. What is it?
Yeah. So this is the most recent book. I went to look at a collection this week. Unfortunately, this guy said he was going through a divorce and he needed to downsize some of his comics, need a little bit extra cash. I met up with him. He had a bunch of stuff. It really wasn't stuff that I wanted. It was a lot of 90s stuff, and then books from the last 2 or 3 years, which I have all the runs from the last couple of years that I would want in my personal collection. I already have them because I was buying them off the shelf. And as far as selling that stuff, it's not easy to move recent stuff because most people that are buying comics now were buying those off the shelf. You know what I mean? So I made an offer on some things, and he said he would think about it. He did have a decent run of Spawn. He kind of was reluctant to get rid of that though, but I wanted to make it, worth his while. Like, he contacted me and stuff. So I said, hey, you know what? You have a book. You have one book that I saw that I want for myself. I want for my personal collection. So I'm going to buy it from you. I'll buy it for kind of what it's selling for online. So we looked it up, and there were anywhere from $5 to $10 online. And he said $5 is fine. So I got this for just $5. I thought that was a great price. This is the third printing of Hell Arisen 3. Purple is my favorite color, and I also collect second, third, fourth subsequent printings. So this was kind of a no-brainer for me to pick up. I didn't know there was a third printing. I already have a first and second printing of this book, but I had never seen this anywhere.
That's really cool.
Purple color. For those who don't know, this is the first
Punchline.
Whether you agree it's the first Punchline or not, this is the book that has held value the best for Punchline, because a lot of people say it's Batman 89, but a lot of people say that's a cameo. She certainly is in full in this book, and in my opinion, in Batman 89, that's a full appearance too, but I'm not going to get into that. This is the book to get for Punchline. I think she's going to be utilized a lot in the future. Very popular character that definitely caught on and will stick around. So yeah, third printing of that.
Nice.
Really, really cool cover.
Nice. That's a very nice pickup. Let's get to trivia. The show's winding down. We got to get to trivia. We have question number 8. Okay, here we go. This is
question number 8. So this is another 2-pointer, if I remember correctly, right?
It is.
Okay. Put it
Here
up
we
there.
go.
Here we go. Another 2-pointer. So listen to the whole question. And Batman the Killing Joke takes inspiration from and flashes back to which classic Golden Age story? So I'm looking for the name of the story, the name of the issue, and also which issue, including title and number, did that story appear in? So I'm looking for issue title for 1 point, and I'm looking for the title and issue number of that book, if that makes sense. I hope I worded that correctly. Story title. Yeah, story title, and then also issue title and issue number. 2 different points. So let's see. Killing Joke goes back to this awesome story.
Let's see if somebody's using Chat GPT. I don't know. Maybe they can. I mean, it can probably create a poem with the answer, with both of the answers in there.
Right. It'd be great.
It would be. Let's see. All right. No, it's not coming in just yet. I can do my third fresh get of the week. I don't want.
Oh, okay. So Dan De La Torre said Batman #1 is not what I'm talking about.
A
Supreme Love, aka Chris, the man behind the red hood, is the correct answer for the story. But what issue is that? Ooh, MDH671 got that. Detective Comics number 168. That is, in fact, the
wow.
The
but
issue.
It's Supreme Love. What are we looking at here?
Supreme Love with 4 points, a firm lead, but 4 more points to be awarded. And if there's a tie, I'm going to have to come up with a tiebreaker question.
No, there are 4 more points.
There are 4 more points to be awarded. So anyone's game still, even if you have no points, you can still win.
Woo! This is getting hot.
Getting spicy. So who was that? MDH
671.
That's a new name to me.
It is. Thank you for joining us tonight. If this is your first time, thank you for potentially, putting your name in the ring here, putting your hat in the ring. All right. Moving on. We got the Goonish Lurker.
Woo!
Look at this. My week's submission for Fresh from the Comic Shop are 3 Marvel titles I won in a Whatnot auction a couple weeks back and was finally able to pick up today. Spectacular Spider-Man 189, Daredevil 196, and Daredevil 167. Hopefully this isn't too late for tonight's show. Joe, I do believe Daredevil 196 was the first time that Wolverine and Daredevil met.
I cannot confirm nor deny that, but I feel like that would be late for that. But it is a key that has to do with adamantium.
Interesting. I'm pretty sure this is where they met. I'm pretty sure.
Let me Google.com. Hold on.
I think I just went through this issue and he's like, hey, you're Wolverine, aren't you? Kind of a situation. So yeah, Google that stuff because this is what's going to happen next. I'm going to show you my third fresh get of the week. Again, nothing exciting. This is an image book. It's called Indigo Children. It is optioned for a film. I just got it last week. I have not read it yet. I do want to check it out.
You were correct. That is the first meeting and team up of those 2 characters.
I'm usually never wrong.
I thought it would have been earlier. Nice.
Yeah, I'm usually never wrong, Joe.
True.
I said what I said. So Indigo Children, it is optioned. It sold out quickly. I didn't know that. And they're going to a second print immediately. So I'm excited to read this. Yeah, that's it. That's my third fresh get of the week.
Sweet.
All right. So as I understand, we have two more questions left. We have all right, let's get to it actually. We got Nori Jordan. We had two more submissions left actually. So Nori Jordan, we got the past couple weeks have been quite busy with taking my kids to karate tournaments and dance competitions, but I was still able to get some great buys. I picked up a beautiful Dark Avengers #1 second print for $4. This is a great series because much of the team was made up of the Thunderbolts members. That's fact. Yeah. I sadly had to sell my Hulk 9.8, but found another raw copy that is a strong contender to replace it. Next, I'm working on replenishing my supply of Thunderbolts #1. I sold a bunch to pay some bills, but have my total back to 27. I don't know what that means. I don't understand. Jordan, Nori, does that mean you have 27 copies of issue #1? Please clarify. Are they 27 issues of #1 that include variants? Or please clarify. Finally, I picked up the Young Avengers skis and Daredevil books to fill in some holes in my collection. On to the next week. Take care, everyone. Like Nori Jordan loves his Thunderbolts. We know that, but I need clarification here. I need to understand what the hell's going on. All right, here we go. This is the 9th question. We have 2 more questions left.
Wait, hold on a second. Do the last fresh from the comic shop. Then we'll do a question, decide a winner, and then the final question to end the show.
You're so smart, dude. I don't like admitting that though. Bad news, Bond. Paul Bond. 360 Comics. That's you, Joe. Let me know about a comic book garage sale he posted on Facebook Marketplace a few minutes from time that I had missed Saturday. I don't know what that means, but he missed it Saturday, I guess. He mentioned Pope of Chili Town was there and found some deals. I spotted the post and saw he was having it Sunday morning as well and decided to go with the thoughts of, well, the Pope likely grabbed all the good deals. Luckily, I found some scraps he passed on, and part of the sale was the more you spend, the bigger the discount. So I ended up getting 30% off the prices shown. Most of the Amazing Spider-Mans are higher grades too. There was it was a slideshow, but I had to show the Amazing Spider-Mans he got here. There's a lot of really good books in just this picture alone. So well done, Paul. Well done indeed. We are going to go to our 9th question right now. And then we are going to go to pick a semifinalist from this week, which is really going to be difficult. And then we're going to have our final question. So y'all stick around. So here we go. Joe, do you want to preface this question?
This question is worth 1 point. So this is an opportunity to get yourself on the board. Tree McGee has 4 points, and I'm giving away 1 point for this question and 3 for the next one. So anyone is still in the game. Put your listening ears on. That's what I used to say in my class. Put those listening ears on. Let's get it going. All right. The second to last question, question number 9. Go ahead, Jeff.
Boom.
What was the first comic book with an original Star Wars story unrelated to the movies? So not a movie story. What was the first comic book that had an original Star Wars story in it?
This is a tough one. I'm going to say what's up to Desired Comics. What's up, Nigel?
What's up, Desired?
This is a good question, Joe, you came up with. I mean, if this trivia night's a hit, which it seems to be, I think we're going to do more when we don't have guests.
Ooh, Caleb Leland. Grabbing it. Star Wars issue 7.
Goodness.
Correct. Issues 1 through 6, which that run started in 1977. Issues 1 through 6 were all pertaining to A New Hope. They were all the storyline for New Hope. Issue 7 was the first original Star Wars story. So Caleb hopping in with 1 point.
So
it's 1 question left.
I mean, we have 1 question left. That's 3 points on the line.
Mm-hmm.
We could get a winner. Tishu could win. If Tishu gets all 3 points. I think Devin and Tishu. If all 3 points, and obviously a Supreme Love is in first. So This is fun. It's getting there, but we have a tough decision to make, Joe.
We have to do this before we give our last question. The last question, You might know it off the top of your head. You might have to look some information up. So prepare yourself for that. But we have some work to do before we ask that last question. That is deciding who our semifinalist is for this week. And I just want to say, this was a tough.
It really was.
week. There were so many great submissions.
Yes, there really was. I'm having a problem here. I have 6. I've never done this, but I have 6 that are written down.
I have 6 written down as well. I got
3 are for me. 3 are honorable mention.
Okay.
So I'll just do my honorable mention. You tell me if they're on your list. Honorable mention.
Wait, you're doing the honorable mention first.
Yeah, I'm not gonna consider them for the semifinalists. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, so just shout them out. Yeah,
I like their submissions. Yes, but we got Into Oblivion.
Well.
All right, Into Oblivion. We got Josh's comics, and we got Raising Elm.
Oh, that's so funny. Those were my 3 that I had as honorable mentions as well.
Shut up! No way. Are you kidding me?
I'm dead serious. Yeah, Wolverine versus Sabretooth, John Wick, and the Raising Elm Star Wars post.
Okay.
Do we have the same 3?
I don't know.
That would be amazing if we had if we had both written down 6 and we both had 3 people that were.
That would be crazy.
This is. I honestly, I think at that point I have to leave my wife and we have to get married.
We'd have to get married for sure.
The deal.
I mean, I love Philly. My daughter's here though in New York. I can't for at least the next 10, 11 years. I can't leave. So we'll talk about that later. Huh?
Uber.
All right, moving on. How do you want to do this? I did the honorable mention first. They were the same books as you. I feel like I do have a clear winner out of these other 3. Why don't you just go? Just start naming off names.
So, as far as presentation goes, Peak Heels Nom was phenomenal.
That is on my list.
That is on your list. Okay. As far as originality and uniqueness goes, Popachili Town with the meme format is on my list.
That is not on my list. Okay. Getting interesting here. We
can cross that one. I gave him that because
the Pope. I gotta find the Pope.
Sheer originality of him doing a meme format submission to this. I thought that was really cool. You can't find the picture.
There it is, right there.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought this was very cool too. I should have had that in honorable mention. I'm sorry, Pope. I'm sorry. All right. Go ahead.
My 3rd was the heartfelt story from Tree McGee about his dad and Vietnam and just, the uniqueness, the historical significance rather of that book.
Tree McGee was on my list as well.
Okay.
So what we're going to do here now is I'm just going to do the one that was on my list and was not on yours. And that was Comic Demon.
Yeah.
With the Art Brute cover. Why am I having problems finding this? Jeez, what is going on here, everybody? Where's Comic Demon? Comic Demon, you have not disappeared, but you all saw it. It was
it was certainly a good one for sure.
It was certainly good, but it wasn't the winner. Oh, here it is. Jesus. I love it. I do like this setup.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you which the winner is for me.
Okay.
I have to say Tree McGee.
I agree. I think this really firmly checked 2 of the boxes really well. And that was, uniqueness and significance of the book, as well as heartfelt story. Hit us in the feels for sure. I'm going to give it to Tree McGee here, who is also a Supreme Love on YouTube. So he is currently leading the way.
No way.
He may have a double win.
Are you serious?
That is, yes. That is Chris, who I know from the comic book community. He lives out. I'm not going to dox him and say what state he lives in, but never met him in person or anything like that. But I've done multiple trades with him, as well as sold him a bunch of stuff on Mechanico. So,
well, Tree, if you're moving on to the semifinals for Fresh from the Comic Shop,
woo!
You're in the lead for this quiz, and here it is, guys. Here it is,
final
the
question.
last question where you could win 3 you can take home 3 points. Explain it to them real quick.
So, my question is asking you about 3 different books that were printed. You can type one of them. If you know one of them, type it quick, send it, because the first one we see in the chat, even if it's just one, you can get 1 point. Then the first person who types the second book and the third book, they each get 1 point. Now, if someone gets all 3, you got all 3 points. If someone got 2 and someone else gets 1, or if 3 different people get the points, it's going to be tough, though, to catch Tree McGee, a.k.a. a Supreme Love, because he has 4 points right now.
Yeah, it's possible.
You got it. I'll tell you, all the people with 2 points right now, I would type
lead.
2 of those and hit send, because that's the only way you can do it is tie.
And there and everybody else who has 1 point, you could tie. So here we go.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
All right. The final question of the night. Go ahead, Jeff. Which 3 Marvel issues contained an advertisement for Hulk 181? These did not predate Hulk 181. They came out either the same week or the week after Hulk 181, but they advertised it in there. There were 3 books that were put out. I need title and issue number in order to get a point. I do not need all 3 in one comment. Let's see who can get these books. And honestly, if Tree McGee gets even 1, he takes it away. He takes it away. He takes it away.
This was, Joe, this was a fantastic idea.
Oh, Daredevil 115. T-Shoe gets a point. Daredevil 115.
Oops.
Issue 180.
Sorry, I did not. I did not. I don't know what. Yeah, you guys have to name.
T-Shoe Thor 229. T-Shoe has tied. What is the last book? T-Shoe with Marvel Premiere 19. T-Shoe, come from behind victory.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah!
T-Shoe has won. Oh my God! In dramatic fashion. Wow!
That is insane.
Wow!
T-Shoe must have known those off the top of the head.
T-Shoe, congratulations on that amazing. Are we sure? We time out.
I'm double checking the issue numbers.
Because he had
Those
2
are all
points
correct.
for question 6. T-Shoe just got. You just took. We're like blown away right now.
Holy crap! Guys, I'll be honest. I thought a Supreme Love had this one in the bag. Chris, you still won fresh from the comic shop this week. Congrats!
Well, you're moving on to the semifinals. Yes.
But T-Shoe wins.
Wow.
The Secret Wars book.
Well, yeah. T-Shoe asked what I win. You're winning Secret Wars #1, a newsstand from 360 Comics. So
which we had. There's a picture somewhere.
I could pull it up. It's an awesome picture.
It's a great picture.
It's an awesome picture. Why don't you just start thanking everybody for showing up today and being our friends.
Thank you all for showing up today and being our friends. You know, personally, I have a lot of friends in real life, but Jeff doesn't. So he really needs this. Here we go. There's the book, Secret Wars issue #1. And it's a newsstand, high grade newsstand. Nice looking book.
Hold on. Let me pull you up. I have the image. It's such a great image. I did such a great job. Oh, you look wonderful right now.
Why am I so blurry? Oh, because I've had this up here. Hold on a second. Ready? Yeah. You got to do this. You got to go real slow.
Ooh, that's trippy. Woo! Look at that depth of field. All right. Anyway, we don't have time for this.
I'm still blurry.
T-Shoe, man. Wow, that was incredible.
Come from behind victory.
We're gonna do another trivia night because that was a lot of fun. And Caleb, you're always my friend too. Thank you for saying that. Thank you all for joining us tonight. This was a fun episode, very fun episode. I don't know. I'm not kidding. I'm seriously blown away by T-Shoe's performance there.
Yeah, that was a truly that was the Patriots beating the Falcons a few years ago.
Oh my God. Seriously, a Supreme Love wants to share one more thing about. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, please.
It's a crazy story. So while you're doing that, we'll just have a little talk and maybe wonder why Joe's camera's out of focus.
Yeah, I don't know, but let us know in the chat what you thought about this style of this little trivia thing that we did.
Yeah.
If you liked it, I will definitely do this again sometime when we don't have a guest co-host.
A lot of fun. We'll
That
do
was
it
the
like
reason we did it. We
at
didn't have a
most
guest.
we'll do it once a month, maybe, but it's a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
fun. But I really wish I know that's what my wife says. I don't know what that's
They come from
referring
behind
to.
victory.
Anyways, listen, I'm getting out of Dodge. I will not be in my comic book canon cave next week.
Right,
I don't know where
right.
I'm going to be just yet, but it's going to be fun. I'm going to do a little hunting, digging for comics, take a little time off of work. So we're going to have a show next week. It'll be, same time, same channel, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific. And again, we really appreciate you hanging out with us every Sunday. We really appreciate this community. It was amazing to hear Raw Dog and Raising Elm making that trade. Again, I think they met this community, so that's very, very special. So, Joe, yeah, it's driving me crazy. But here we go. I'm on another message board, and I posted a story about my dad and was looking for people who served with him. We found someone, and the son showed the picture of my dad to his grandfather, and he knew him.
That's awesome.
That is definitely crazy.
Very cool.
Wow. Again, thank you to your father and his service for our country. It's we're not a perfect country by any means, but people who make sacrifices like this, it's not just them, it's their family as well, being away from family and etc. So we really appreciate what service members do for our country, our community, etc. So but yeah, this was a great show. It was a lot of fun. You guys all make it a great show. We can't thank you all enough. Again, we'll be back here. I'll be in a different location. I'm not even telling Joe where I'm going. I'm just going to show up. I'll be back. We'll be back here next week, though. Same time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific. Until then, please, everybody, be good to yourself and be good to others. Peace.